I have with me Alois Pirker, Head of Research at the Aite Group in Boston. Alois specialises very much in technology, and he's our judge who's really been leading the research in this sphere. Alois, when you've been looking at the submissions, and we've got a record number of submissions this year, the way they've addressed technology and innovation issues, have you seen a marked difference from previous years?
Most definitely. So I think this year we definitely have seen much more initiatives particularly from firms from Asia and Latin America coming up and acting as examples what firms should do in this area. We still have a lot of firms in Europe and North America that haven't really addressed many of the key issues yet. And quite frankly, some of those issues are requiring addressing business process problems, and it's much harder to do than just pushing an iPad app out the door.
So do we have a small cohort of institutions who are doing really well from the sounds of what you're saying, and a much bigger group perhaps being left behind?
Definitely so. We have identified out of the 130 odd submissions about 10 firms that have done a tremendous job with innovation on various aspects of the business, and certainly there are other firms as well that have started addressing it, but it's a multi-year process, so it's not something that you start and then within 12 months you have a solution. It's almost like Google develops, right? Pushing out a beta version and then updating it consistently until at one point you get to that ideal scenario. And some of those firms have already spent 2 or 3 years on their development efforts, and that clearly shows. So that gives them a lead over the rest of the field.
So the banks that really are in the vanguard, what kind of progress do you expect them to make in the next 2 or 3 years? Where will they be in 2 or 3 years' time, when the projects that they're just starting at the moment will be maturing? Right,
but the benefit of the firms that start out now, they have some other firms to look to and to glean some best practices from them. I do think that right now it's a fantastic time to get going. We have a lot of momentum in the market. I've met over the last couple of days a number of firms, and a lot of them are talking about very interesting initiatives to have in the works. So I do think within the next 12 months, 18 months, we're going to see some very interesting initiatives coming to light. And I do think that firms that really haven't started thinking about that area will seriously be behind the leading firms. So I think the early movers are out the gate. We see a lot of initiatives being worked on right now, but we also see a good number of firms that just are sitting still idle by the sidelines, and I think that could cost them dearly in the end.